What's happening, guys? Welcome to Music Friday on a Saturday. I'm J Powell, J Powell Music. Be sure to like and subscribe here on the channel. Give me a follow if you can. Definitely would appreciate it. And then also on the link above, there's a couple of other links that I highly recommend for you to subscribe to. Look at my YouTube channel at J Powell Music. I do have a song whip because I make music as well. So you can go to songwhip.com/J Powell. That link above, obviously the Instagram, and obviously the Twitch. So we are here, and there's been a decent amount of albums that have released today. Some I've listened to, a lot of them I haven't, but there's a lot more that is released than I initially thought. Because last week was really bad. Not a whole lot of things that released, but we're going to cover a few things here. And before I get started, I usually like to kind of discuss how I do my reviews for the J Powell Music channel. Just if you're curious, hey, what do you discuss on J Powell on your YouTube channel that you don't discuss on your Twitch? The Twitch is specifically Music Fridays on a Saturday, so really just discussing those new releases. The J Powell Music channel will talk a little more in regards to like more of a review on some of the albums in particular, so a little more detail. Also talking about additional topics within music as well, so you kind of get a different variety of conversations via J Powell. So if you're curious as to what happens on this YouTube channel, versus the Twitch, that is the thing, that is the reason. So J Powell Music for the Twitch is Music Friday on a Saturday. I discuss what released Friday on a Saturday. And the J Powell Music YouTube channel is kind of everything up in the air, from album reviews, mild reviews, because I review it as if you're just a listener listening to an album. How did you like it? I'm not Anthony Fantano, where he tries to maybe overcomplicate certain things or tries to be a musicologist. I just do it from a listener's perspective. Yeah, so that is the difference. If you're new here, if you're watching this for the first time and you haven't followed, and feel free to give me a follow. So let's get into it, shall we? So we got Music Fridays on a Saturday. We're going to talk about what came out yesterday. Couple of things were released, like I was saying before. So first of all, you got YG, I Got Issues, released a 14-track album. That released yesterday. Got some pretty decent features here. You got J. Cole, Moneybagg Yo on a song. You got Her. You got Roddy Ricch, Post Malone. You got Nas on No Weapon, 4 Minute. That sounds fire. I definitely want to check that out. Yeah, so very, very curious. Obviously, YG, I mean, he's got I want to see My Crazy Life. He released that, a while ago. Obviously, it's a classic album to hip hop culture. So curious about the I Got Issues to see how that one is. So another band, if you're rolling around into the rock type of pop rock type sound, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs released an album. 8 songs, 32 minutes. Came out also on Friday, obviously. So very curious about that one. I've been a Yeah fans for a couple of years now. I don't keep track with every single album they release, but some of the more recent, since Maps. I'm one of those fans. I've been a fan since since Maps. I'm kind of one of those fans, unfortunately. But they're a good band. I really respect them. I believe they're a 3-piece band. They're definitely an impressive 3-piece band. Most definitely here. So, but wait, there's more. There is more that released. I want to talk about albums before I talk about singles, because there's a few other things I did release. For example, Freddie Gibbs released his album that has been anticipated, I should say, to some degree. You got Soul Sold Separately. And of course he has this whole bunny thing, which I don't know if it's really sticking to his brand, but he does the bunny thing for his brand. And I listened to this fully yesterday. This is one of those albums I did release I did listen to the entirety of it. It's a pretty good project. Is it a bandana? No. Is it a the one before it, Pinata? No. Is it an Alfredo? No, because it's different. Not because it's not as good. It's just a different type of project. It's more on the mainstream lines, but it's a solid project. I didn't really have any issues with most of the songs. Blackest in the Room is really good. Feel No Pain is a really good track. Gold Rings I enjoyed. Grandma's Stove is probably my favorite, to be honest. I feel like there's some songs on here that didn't really need to be in here. So some of them are just kind of like inconsistent from a sequencing perspective. But again, I won't go into too much detail just because that's what my YouTube channel is for. But Freddie Gibbs, check it out, 15-track album. Another project came out too. That's right, I call her my girl. Bjork, a fan of mine, Bjork, did release her album as well. And as I mentioned before, Spotify just doesn't have all of my interests in its algorithms yet. It keeps failing with that. Fosora, the album is out. It's the first album in 6 years, I want to say. Well, this is most popular albums. That's not in order. First album in 6 years, if I'm not mistaken. I listened to, I want to say I stopped at Ancestress, but it's a pretty cool project. It's if you're familiar with, you have to be familiar with Bjork before I can say like definitely listen to it, because it's a really different. It's a very different album. Oh, Utopia. So it's been 5 years. But yeah, very different type of project. Just from a sonic basis. When it comes to, we got some action here. Hello, salutations. Hi there. We got some. Good morning, 4 a.m. here in Iowa. Bonjour, noctive. Christian Ryan, hello. Good morning. Good morning. I think that's on my channel, my chat. Sometimes I just don't understand. Twitch. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, okay, so back to this. We're talking about Bjork. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely when it comes to Bjork, you're getting a very theatrical experience, right? Very theatrical experience. It's not like a AABA pop record. It's not a rock record. You're getting Bjork. You're getting Bjork and all of her creativity, everything that she is and or wants to be, because it's Bjork. She's one of the greatest voices of today. So very cool. Check it out if you want an experience. If you want an listening experience, highly recommend Bjork. Check her out. Check out the album Fosora. Let's see what else is on the chopping block here. I know some other projects came out as well. Arctic Monkeys, Body Paint. If we get into the singles, or a couple of the singles, Body Paint, There'd Be a Mirror Ball. Got to check those out. Those are new songs that dropped. Big fan of Arctic Monkeys. The album, Everything They Say, That's What I'm Not. Classic album to me. Amazing album. And obviously my favorite, good old Tory Lanez. He's been in the media quite a bit here. And he's got a project that just released. He's released an album every year. I think he released 2 last year. I didn't really care for New Toronto 3, to be honest. I haven't listened to this yet, but I think I'm going to listen to it soon. There's some decent folks on here. We got A Boogie for one, Yoko Gold. I actually haven't heard of her before, or him. But 20 songs. Fuck. A lot of songs. Over an hour of content. So I'm really curious to see how this sounds. I became a fan of Tory Lanez since the Chicks Tape series, and then obviously my my fan vibe of him kind of fell to the wayside after the whole you know what. I'm not even gonna mention it, but you can't disagree that he's talented. That he's not talented, or you can't say that he's not talented because he obviously is. So, regardless, curious to see how that's gonna turn out. Good old Slipknot, the end so far. Released a project here, 57 minutes. Very curious, 12-track album. Curious to see how that's gonna be. Absolutely curious of that. I dabble into Slipknot every now and again. They're not my biggest fan. I'm not a super fan, but I'll listen to some Slipknot. 90 Proof featuring J. Cole, Smino. Smino is a really good artist. I like it for what he's done so far. I've been a big fan, actually. Definitely. The Baby, this came out last week, I think. Yeah, this came out last week, Baby on Baby 2. I talked about it last week, actually. I think that's it. Guys. Let's check out YouTube Music. Let's see. YouTube Music. Let's see what we got over here. They probably get some better algorithms for this. So you got Quavo. What was it? Quavo and Takeoff. Nothing Changed. They released a track, 3 minutes. Not the biggest fan of the Migos and them separately, to be honest. Nothing against it, but it's not the biggest of fans. This guy, big fan of. Mansour Brown released his EP, NAQI Volume 1. Not sure what that means, but I've been a big fan of Mansour Brown for a while now, a few years. He's an incredible player. He's a young cat. It's about 24, I want to say, but he is incredibly talented from the UK, and just an insane musician. Really, really talented. Insane bass player, insane guitar player. I think he might even play piano as well, but really talented guy. NAQ1. If you want some like complicated neo soul jazz alternative music, check out Mansour Brown. He's insane. He's a really dope artist. Let's see. I know Odyssey released an album too, or not an album, excuse me. He released a single, which is pretty good. Let's see what that one was. Odyssey's a really dope rapper, a great producer as well. He's made some really dope beats. Definitely an underrated musician, in my opinion. Let's see. Wow, it's not on here? I am disappointed. He released this track, I know he did, just recently. But he's got some stuff that's coming pretty soon. Another person is Fillmore Green. He's doing a project with Apollo Brown, which I'm super excited for, because Apollo Brown is that dude. It's Apollo Brown. He's a legend. And wow, YouTube Music's really slacking on this. Shit, I'll have to go back to Spotify. As far as displaying the music. Okay. Let's see. Okay, now it's working. Let's go back to Odyssey, because I wanted to conclude what I was saying there. Slippin', that's the name of the single for Odyssey. So check that out. He's a great artist. Really, really talented. The other guy I was looking into, Fillmore Green. He's doing a project with Apollo Brown coming out very soon. Time Goes, that's what it's called. Yeah. Pretty chill. Fillmore Green's that dude. He's a really talented guy. Talented rapper. So recommend him most definitely. And then just to kind of rub it in a bit, as far as just for the things that I do, music that I put out, I have this track called Looking Back. It released yesterday as well with my guy D Skills Harris. So he features on the track. Check it out. I think it's a pretty cool song. I've got some pretty cool compliments on it as well. So definitely something that I felt compelled to release, to give that messaging. But yeah, I think that's about it. But there's a decent amount of stuff for you guys to listen to this weekend. from various genres too. You got some hip hop, got some Slipknot, got some Odyssey, got some Fillmore Green, you got some Bjork. You guys are spoiled this week, man. You got a lot of stuff here, so check it out. And I think I'm going to sign off here because I am terribly tired. I am happy that I was able to deliver this video for you guys who have followed me. And if you weren't able to check out the Twitch, obviously you can check out the notes or the replay of it. And I'll probably put this on the YouTube as well. So, but anyway, thank you for checking this out. You guys have a great weekend. I'll talk to you guys next week.